Game of Thrones winner is coming event game. Narrow Seas is a multi-real-time strategy event we're running in the game fairly often. It's had a few changes as time goes on. Previously, it used to have 5 attempts per day. Now it has been reduced to 3, better for daily activity, cutting time from around an hour plus to 30 minutes, depending on the player. However, as a whole, the event rewards haven't changed much at all. The event is meant for Saran Weapon, which as a whole is related to higher gathering produce per node which is farmed. At a max level, you can 4x your total collection. A farmer's dream, not only able to gather 8 nodes at a time, but having collect an extra 3 per cycle. Crazy! The event shop is really good, no doubt. 1200 rare stones is great. 150 ancient scrolls are a great free source for players who need to get through the T5 grind, or 200 general equipment chests to aid in upgrading your gear. This is sort of what we're annoyed over. For what it's worth, yes, it is an extremely good reward. Perhaps the time to reward ratio is amongst the best in the game. However, to get the most out of the event, playing with friends, defending cities is by far more enjoyable. But for the average player, they'll come in solo, pick a few wreckages, hit some enemy ships, and likely get the baseline rewards. Does that sound satisfying? So we will only suggest a small upgrade to the event shop and a slight gameplay change. The rewards first. By now, it is reasonable to increase the rewards and at least add new additions. Firstly, bump up the 1200 reroll stones to at least 2000. Next, double the amount of general material chests to aid lower-powered players with their gear. Now let's add some battle diamonds and ancient dust for players grinding up gear awakening. Not much is required, but I guess 1000 cost and 30 limit for the diamonds. And 500 cost for 5 dust is reasonable enough. Adding some standard weapon chests too will be a good addition. Maybe 3000 cost and limit of 10 for the shop. And in the future, it is likely we'll see commander weapons, like Jean and Russell added to the shop also. Now for the gameplay changes, which be good to see, although this may be demanding. More real-time events should take place. Suggesting would be every few hours, an event will take place. The blah 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 ship has entered battle for maybe the next few hours till next enemy cycles. Attacking them will increase points you get, have bonus rewards for attacking them, and can launch rallies against these enemies, ships being a smaller cost to create, and join these rallies as to just solo attack. Of course, these enemies will have larger stat pools. These events can net the kingdom some cool rewards and can have everyone work together towards common rewards. In saying this, we can make it like the Night King's invasion event. Unless if they want to release a new support dragon again, then it's better to have a unique commander for Narrow Seas. Rather from ranked rewards, it should be from kingdom rewards and extra event completion. It may be boring, but the only real commander suggestion, which would be fair, is a gathering or passive boosting commander, either similar to Sauron, providing instead gathering passive bonuses and gather speed increases, or maybe adding some slight passive counter reductions. 3% wouldn't be too impactful, although very worth for the more competitive players. If not, integrate this into the Commander Awakening, adding passive stats to the main troops or very small counter stats. The only case in adding a commander with event-related stats will be if they expand the event like said. Adding a few other factions could be cool too. We aren't talking multi-server. Rather, a AI-ran enemies travel and conflict with your allied faction, supporting your main leader ships and defending enemy assaults to then attack could be a cool addition. Should scale with the kingdom's power, as to not be overwhelming for smaller kingdoms. Keep the same loot table from shipwrecks, however please add a swap or trade system for them. Even just trade 3 stat boosts for a similar of your choice. Multiple factions, main fleet ships, and vanguard units. All with different attacking costs. Reward bonuses, kingdoms buffs per kill, and player performance rewards should be added, whether this be elite and epic tokens for kills, commander chests, or basic diamonds should be implemented. With this being said, the ship's troops need to be reworked. Way less troops should travel so players can battle against them, however should incentivize players rallying larger fleets, or dare risk the solo attacks if they're strong enough. Scaling the enemy stat should remain similar to it is, by a large pool of health and defense yet low attack, and enemy main fleets should have high in all stats. Players should obtain rally bonuses and rally buffs to fight against real elite and main fleet ships. Create safe zones in the map for allied ships to sight safely, and create ship docks to replenish your naval supply and troops. We should incentivize players who wish to be active in the event to be rewarded, however, make a baseline level or reward easily achievable for majority of players. Bonus awards will be extras like those epic tokens or diamonds as talked about. Maybe extra stats for the event to achieve higher global ranks. This should be a week-long event, a splitter between major event titles like Glorious Battle, All Out War, Alliance Conquest, and Siege of Winterfell. Should not be a monthly event, maybe once every 2 to 3 months. As a whole, it should be an active event, but still allow the casual play to benefit off the event. We can go into greater detail and game mechanics, although this is always up to the developers and if they see change in the event to be positive, but as it stands, it is unsatisfying.